The second set will be played on Akilon Wastes. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position, the red Zerg from Kespa teammate. His name is Savage, and that is his style of play.
His opponent spawns in the left top position of the map as the yellow Terran. Seems like he's a little bit nervous picking the wrong logo. His name is Bunny, playing for CJ Entus, not Kespa teammate.
You mean Kespa teammate. Playing for Kespa teammate.
Now, in Auctional Kill OSL, WCS Korea Season 2, Savage is in Group B, along with Byung, Flying, of course himself Savage, and Innovation.
Ooh, that's going to be a pretty tough group, because Flying actually does really good in the individual leagues. Savage has been showing some promise, and Innovation's Innovation.
But same can be said for Bunny. He got drafted into the team in 2013. In WCS Up and Downs, he went 2-2. He defeated players like Leenock and Dongray Gu.
Oh, impressive.
Really impressive if you think about it. And his debut match in Pro League against JYP was a solid victory.
Yeah, so who knows, guys? This could be the start of a pretty stellar Terran player, you know, really just completely new blood here. He was drafted this year, which is pretty crazy as far as the esport years go.
Oh yeah, I mean, you don't see a player who gets drafted into the team and then makes it into Pro League in the same year, and also makes it into Up and Downs right away.
Yeah, he's got to be something, definitely something special. So we're gonna do our best to keep an eye on him and see if he, you know, becomes that new Terran ace player that CJ Entus so desperately needs. And he is gonna open up with a command center first. And this drone over here wants to try to block a low ground CC, but not going to happen. He's just going to build it on that high ground there. And this drone's eventually going to be scared away. The drones, of course, they got less health than those SCVs. And just scouting up there, he's going to see the command center. Even the guy hiding his face this time.
That's just all Koreans, man.
Oh, I thought it was just mainly the fangirls.
Mostly fangirls. Some guys try to hide their faces too.
Yeah. By the way, the fangirls... in case you guys didn't notice, true, it was his third year anniversary of playing Starcraft professionally since his debut, and his fan club, like they arrange all of that stuff, like all the food there, all the little extra stuff there. Ooh, actually, pretty sick. They're nice pick off there, pulling some drones, but do you think it was worth it?
I'm not sure, because I don't know what he's trying to hide inside the main base.
Well, that's actually, if you think about it, a cool mind game.
It's a cool mind game.
So that's good. At least make Bunny a little bit suspicious. Like, all right, you did that for a reason. Why?
And also, think about this. Bunny is a new player in Pro League.
Yeah.
So now you're trying to play a high-level mind game against your opponent who's new to Pro League.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does see the hatchery, so you can assume that it's a pretty standard opening here. But there's always that kind of like that little voice in the back of your head. Wait, you killed that SCV. You didn't see his main base. What's in there? What if he got an early gas or something? And Bunny, he just simply doesn't know, so I don't think it's going to affect his gameplay too much, but it may affect his mentality just slightly.
Just slightly in the beginning of the game, and this is the first time he probably got mind-gamed in Pro League.
Yeah.
So.
Well, he is following it up with the the standard Reactor Hellion opening that we always see from Terran players nowadays against Zerg. And kind of an evolution of the original Reactor Hellion into Expand build. This time we just generally see the command center come out first.
Yeah, the players have been getting a lot better at defending the natural base, so they go for the command center first, put the bunker up, put some Marines in there, get the Hellions out, and of course throw up the armory.
Yeah, exactly. Throwing up that good old armory. And from our teammate Zerg player, he is really just droning up pretty hardcore here, getting a lot of drones and very, very minimal on the lings here. Going for a fast third base as well, so this is pretty cool, man. I like how much he's droning up here, and we have a third command center from Bunny. So both players are going for very greedy economic builds, and because they're both going to do it, we're probably not going to see too much action. Well, never mind. I see armory on the way.
Well, so you have a factory, you have a reactor.
Yeah.
You have to expect help at some point.
No starport yet, though. That's something to note.
You know what I'm really surprised right now? Bunny is a new player in Pro League, so he's the type of a person who should be a little bit more nervous in this part of the game. However, he's going for the third command center while going for the helpless at the same time, saying my harassment is going to work out no matter what. He has the confidence to defeat our Zerg player today from Kespa teammate.
Well, this is a little bit peculiar because he's not getting a starport. which leads me to think that maybe we're going to see some type of timing attack without a starport. He's getting a lot of Hellions out.
He's also getting stem.
Yeah.
Right away, which was canceled.
Ooh. Ooh, okay, now he's getting a starport. This is curious, man, because this is not a standard opener here. It's a little bit different than the norm here.
Well, now it's transitioning back into the regular build, but the starport timing has been delayed for quite some time.
Yeah, that's something to note here. And no help outs in production yet, just finishing up that armory. It could have been a mistake. It's definitely possible. But we don't know exactly for sure yet. We'll have to see how the game pans out for him. We do have Roach Warren just finishing up here for our teammate Zerg Savage, and he's getting the work on the script spread as well. Doing a pretty good job there, building some spores and spines. Look at that, preemptively preparing for the drops.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what Zerg players need to do. I mean, yes, you can try to talk about the balance patches here and there and wait for the games to balance patch itself, but in a professional tournament, in a professional game like Pro League, you can't wait for the balance patches. You have to adapt.
Yeah, exactly.
Right
Adaptability is the name of the game for Pro League, man. All right, well, we do have a Viking on the way. I'm going to try to pick off a few of the overlords around the map, but there's really not too much around the map, so he may only get one or two. And double engineering bait behind this, and just continued production of units, more barracks as well.
Oh, this is really... Okay, this is what I think Bunny is thinking right now. He tried to go for the Hellbats, but he saw the number of queens, he saw some defenses go up, and he said, you know what, I'm just going to fake out my opponent, thinking that I am going for quote-unquote Hellbats, Hellbat drops behind this game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess that could be one way of looking at it, because he did go for the early armory, and maybe he expected his opponent to scout that. And actually, Bunny doing a pretty good job trying to deny some of the creep spread here. It's still going to get pushed out pretty far, but the Hellions doing a good job at kind of delaying that ever so slightly.
Yeah, and if you think about it, the spine quality and the spore quality inside the main base, the natural, and possibly the dirt base right now is useless. That could have been 4 more drones mining from the minerals right now.
Nah, that's true. We did have a pretty early third from the Zerg, though, so I think that it's not going to affect him too much. Oh, hold on a second. We got a fast hive on the way here.
That's a really fast hive.
I think that's a hive. Wait, no, that's a layer. Excuse me. Whoops.
Whiplash.
I was looking at it. I was like, well, he probably has his layer by now because he's got roaches out.
I mean, it's most likely that he has layer out at this point. That's the timing right now, so yeah. I understand. Don't worry about it.
Oh, a few of these Hellions getting a little bit out of position, but the rest of these stim units will go ahead and pick off a few roaches here. It looks like Savage getting a little bit over-eager with these units, and some of these creep tumors may get picked off as well. Yeah. Oh, nice, perfect scan, actually, but you won't be able to fully utilize that. The additional reinforcements going to pick up a few units. The Widow Mine is revealed. That's going to prompt at least an overseer or two here.
I like these preemptive Widow Mine positioning from Bunny. It's just all around the map, and Savage cannot predict where those Widow Mines are.
Yeah, that's true.
Behind this, there's double drops going, one towards the main base, one towards the third base.
I don't think the drops are going to really do too much here, though. I mean, we already have those static defenses in the main base, and I think at least natural third may or may not have the defenses. Haven't gotten a peek at that yet, but I mean, the overall economy for both players is in a pretty solid position here.
They're in a pretty solid position, but now Bunny wants to scratch some of his drones inside the main base. He doesn't want his opponent's Zerg player getting too comfortable with the drone count.
Ooh, oh, potential surround there with the Lings. I think he could have actually gone for it. May have been afraid of something here, but now he's going to press forward. He's got to be careful of the Widow Mines, but the surround is solid. And pick up there on the medevac and scare away some of those units. 2 spine crawlers are here, though. One of them is going to get pretty easily picked off, and some of these units getting out of position. Additional Lings reinforcing. These drops are going to be held off almost effortless here, and that medevac is going to fall as well. These drops. Good overall, very solid positioning for the static defense there.
Yeah, remember how I always talk about Hellbats? If they drop, they're just going to wreck every single drone inside the main base? Marines, Marauders, they can't deal that much damage compared to Hellbats.
They're still great, though.
They're still great because you can micro them a little bit better with Stim, but still not as good as Hellbats at this point in the game.
And another drop here. Oh, the Ling's got to be careful. Some of them getting picked off there. Pretty good hit of the middle Widow Mine, but it does get picked off as well. And there are a few units in the main, but that medevac out of energy. And it's only a handful of units there. Should be easily displaced and picked off there. Yep, Ling's coming in here. The defense is really, really solid actually from Savage here. The drops aren't doing anything.
Well, the defense is great, but if you look at the supply count right now, it's 139 to 135. So Bunny, after securing the third base hasn't been punished at all throughout the whole game, and his macro has been phenomenal throughout the whole game, just making a constant stream of units.
Oh, nice hit there, killing off half of the Zerglings there. It's going to force more to be reinforced. Finally, we have the Banelings on the way, but will they hatch in time? The attack here from Bunny is actually doing a good amount of damage, really pushing the creep all the way back to the natural.
Yeah, and yes, he's losing some Marines here and there. Yes, he lost the drops, but he has constant macro coming out, and that's the reason why he is far ahead in economy and supply compared to his opponent, not the economy, the supply. That was my mistake.
Mutas are out though.
Oh, nice
Where
hit.
is the Overseer? We need the Overseer to pick off those Widow Mines. Fourth base on the way for Savage as well. Bunny continuing to do constant harassment and drops back and forth, back and forth. His 2-2 about to finish, but we do have the 2-2 completed for Savage as well here. And now it's going to be up to our Zerg player. Can he defend his fourth base against this attack, or is he going to give it up?
I don't know. I think Bunny is looking for a suicide attack right now. Doesn't matter if he loses a few Marines here and there, as long as he takes down the fourth hatchery, and there it goes.
Fortunately for Savage, the fourth base is taken out, and this could be a tipping point here. The Zerglings
Oh,
surround,
the
though.
Widow
It's
Mine.
good. Oh, amazing Widow
Nice
Mine hit.
Widow Mine hit.
The Medivacs is going to move into the main, though. The Mutas are going to pick those units off, though. And the Zerglings coming to help finish off the rest of those. Supply-wise, though, pretty even here. We do have a pretty high gas stack pile for our Terran player, not so much for our Zerg. He's trying to re-expand to the top right as well.
Bunny's doing a nice job just keeping a constant pressure on his opponent. The Zerglings and the Mutas, they never cross a half-line position on this map throughout the entire game. Only those 7 roaches initially cross the line, and these Mutas, Zerglings, they're back at the main base defending home, because once they take out the Marines and the Widow Mines, Savage just breathes for 5 more seconds, and there's the next wave of units out from Bunny.
And another wave of units out for our Zerg player as well, getting a lot more mutas. He's up to 19 now. That's actually a ridiculous amount. Another drop in the main base, going to get picked off, but the Bio Ball at the natural, it's looking pretty strong here. The Zerglings.
Yeah, and when the 3-3 finishes, I don't think the Zerg player can hold. That's a lot of Mutas over there, but he doesn't have that many Zerglings. The Banelings are over there, but Bunny has been showing phenomenal micro, except for the very last battle. And look at the Widow Mine placement, so tricky by Bunny.
Indeed, they are. We just had about 50 Zerglings hatch for a Zerg player, so we'll have to see if that's enough for the defenses here. He should be able to easily push his opponent back here. Oh, that Widow Mine can do a lot of damage. It's a great amount of the units there, but I don't think it even matters. The Zerg player now overpowering his opponent, Bunny, and another drop's going to get picked off here, at least the Medivac. And the units here are going to do a little bit of damage. Eventually, though, we should see a response from Savage. There come in. The Zerglings are going to eventually pick off this army. And we have 2 Medivacs flying away here, but the Mutas are going to be able to chase them down.
Yeah, it was just unlucky for Savage a little bit because the drop went to the third base. If it wasn't for that, he could have gone for a massive counterattack right away. So Bunny bought a little time putting the Medivac over there, and yes, he did lose some Marines, he did lose a Marauder and a Medivac, but he did buy some time. But what I'm not impressed at right now is the medevac count. There's only 2 medevacs out. There's 2 medevacs replenishing right now. But Bunny, he just needs to group up, get more medevacs out, and then slowly start pushing out on the map once again.
We do have the Hive Tech on the way. Also, finally, a supply advantage for the first time here of our Zerg player. He is got a pretty solid amount of mutas here. Going to do a lot of harassment, and yeah, that's going to get picked up very fast. We do have a big attack coming here from Bunny, though. He's going to try the trade base for base, but I think the Zerg player would be okay trading the 4th base for that 3rd right now. He's got additional units at home. Should be able to hold on to this attack. Wait, hold that thought. There's not enough units there from the Terran player, and I think those mutas are going to be able to eventually pick off that 4th command center as long as Savage can hold the fort at home. He's going to be in a great position after this.
Yeah, he did kill the 5th base, but the key point is Zerg right now has up to 4 bases, 8 gases.
Oh, the Banelings almost making that a one-way stop for those Marines. Picked up in that medevac.
Oh, those Overlords are out of position. This means that Savage can get easily supply block if he doesn't pay attention right now.
Oh, the Zerglings moving through. The Banelings getting hit.
Nice split.
The splits are good. And more mutas coming in here.
Those mutas need to be careful because they don't know where the Widow Mines are, and that's a +3/+3 Marines right now.
This army from Bunny, I think he may have been able to crack his opponent here, moving into the natural. He's going to be able to pick off the evolution chambers, and now some of the tech structures as well. The Baneliness falls. Bunny is moving in. I think he is going to go ahead and grab his 2nd win in Pro League. You know, Savage, he was playing amazing this game, but Bunny, the constant, relentless attack and aggression from him is ridiculous. The natural falls for our Zerg player, and I think he's about to lose the rest of his army here. The mutas almost all completely depleted here. There's some additional lings as well to help. Winning his 2nd game in Pro League. What an aggressive, constantly non-stop attack style. How do you deal with that as a Zerg player, man? That's ridiculous.
That's the point where the Zerg player just throws out the keyboard, throws out the mouse, and then uninstalls the game. Because it's so annoying. You're doing a nice job. You're trying to eat away on the army, and you're doing so every single time you pick up the medevac. But the problem is the Terran player got an early 3rd up, and you weren't able to touch that 3rd base for a long time, which means the Terran player, even if they lose some Marines here and there, it doesn't matter because they have 10 more Marines streaming out.
Something I want to point out in Bunny's play style, besides, of course, the non-stop aggression, of Widow Mines, and that was their job, and that's what they did.
Except for one engagement on the right top corner of the map, Bunny's split has been fantastic.
Yeah, so
the Widow Mines help him out a little bit, but it was his splits that won him the game.
I
have to say.
Keep